Hello everybody and welcome to SMM 2012. I'm B-Bon and I'll be casting several of these games from SMM. And of course, if you want all of the latest SMM details slash happenings, I know this game is going to come out after the tournament is over. Check out joindota.com. Toby and Gods probably did a fantastic job casting and covering these games. And before we get into this game, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Very short, so I promise I won't bore you for too long. So SMM 2012, a little bit disappointing for some old school Dota 1 fans because it's pretty much only Southeast Asian teams. IG chose to attend a LAN tournament instead, and so no Chinese teams showed up, but still the top talents from all of Southeast Asia arrived in Malaysia to participate in this tournament. So yeah, so there won't be any Chinese matches, there won't be any non-Southeast Asian matches, it just won't happen this year. But who's to say that it won't change up next year? Maybe if they switch to Dota 2, or maybe if they stay and IG decides to come back or anything like that. We'll see something like that, but all we know is that there are a lot of tournaments happening in the Asian region featuring both Southeast Asian and Chinese teams, such as the Asia, the Itsugosu Madness tournament that's upcoming, etc., etc. Second thing straight off, as you can see from the beginning of the video, I am now partnered. I can enable ads, so it would mean the world to me if you turn off your ad block to support your favorite Dota casters like me, Luminous LD, Gods, Toby, etc., etc. Because, we dedicate a lot of our time to bring you good content, or in my case, semi-good content. I know Drunk Tastic Adventure were probably not the highest quality, but hopefully you guys found that pretty entertaining. But yeah, if you turn off your ad block, that'll go a long way in terms of helping us continue what we do. Anyway, thirdly is how many SMM games am I going to bring you? And this is the major question. This matchup is between Invasion and Orange, and this is already in the quarterfinals, so I'm going to skip the group stages entirely. And I'm only going to bring you 3 or 4 SMM games. Probably just 3. I might cast one on Lumi's channel. Perhaps the grand finals with the bristleback. But that'll most likely be on his channel. I don't know how many more SMM games I'm going to be casting after this, just because there's a lot of other content I want to go to, and this is sort of a last hurrah to Dota 1. Last hurrah to the greatness of SMM throughout all of these years. So, yeah. And of course, as usual, I'll be bringing you these games with interesting heroes. This game, as you can see, there's the TC who's not yet in Dota 2, so yeah, hopefully you'll find it entertaining, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Now, let's unpause and get right into this game. So, unfortunately, because I suppose this was not a game that was played on the main projector / mainstream, there are no observer slots, so farm checks, etc., will not be possible. I can only look at gold checks, so even after 10 years of Warcraft 3 being played, apparently still can't access the full score screen in certain games, but, no use crying over spilled milk. Wow, I can't even check the Scourge gold at all, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, we'll introduce the players and teams. Invasion Red, a Malaysian team. And don't worry, all you Pinoy fans, I will be casting a couple of games with Filipino teams, so rest assured your scene shall be covered by me and by Luminous in the games we cast. I know Luminous is planning to cast one game, at the very least. Other than that, I'm not too sure. And I'll probably bring you one more after this. But yeah, Orange, pretty interesting because most of their team is switched to Dota 2. Yamate says he avoids Dota 1 at all costs because he's fully focused on Dota 2. But Mushi and Extinct actually bootcamped for a while exclusively in Dota 1 for this tournament. But I heard that the rest of Team Orange are from Heroes of North, and considering it's probably a different metagame, it might not be completely what they're used to. Oh, also I wanted to talk about the bans and picks a bit before I went on to the score screen. If you just fast or rewind a little bit back, just step back in time, you can see that Drow, Bat, Magnus, TA were the first 4 bans, if I'm not mistaken. Magnus seeing a lot of love these days in the Dota 1 scene, but it's more curious to know that it's more of the Malaysian and the other non-Filipino teams that are banning out heroes like Magnus and TA and Bat rather than the Philippines. Well, I'm sure the Pinoys still ban out Bat and TA, but probably not Magnus if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, the hero that we're looking at is TC Torn Chieftain. Now, TC, a pretty interesting hero, not yet in Dota 2, as I have to get used to using arrow keys. Well, I do that in Dota 2 anyway. But he is quite good at soloing the long lane because he has this ridiculous range on Ancestral Spirit that can let him get farm. He's quite tanky, and he can do pretty decent damage once the Spirit returns to him. As you can see, he's doing a nice job microing his Spirit because it can now be controlled fully. Before, I think TC was more of a mid-solo hero by the Chinese because he could use the Spirit to scout out runes. But now that you have complete control over your Spirit, you can use the Spirit to scout out without having to travel all the way back. Usually it goes in the opposite direction, so if you want your Spirit to go that way, you have to travel that way, or so on and so forth. But TC, a pretty interesting hero. He's one of the best heroes in terms of breaking up the base, along with heroes such as Krob. He's a fantastic initiator, does a lot of AoE damage. 100-second cooldown on 35% HP removal spell, 5-second pretty much AoE stun silence that does get broken once you take damage. Is pretty unprecedented in Dota, and of course his natural order, his resistance aura, although not the biggest AoE, still significant because it does reduce both magical and armor values of your opposing team. So overall, in a complete package, TC is a pretty fun hero. But I think Invasion Red and a couple of the other Malaysian teams, I'm not too sure, are pretty much the only teams picking TC in this tournament. So maybe they're taking a bit more influence. Maybe they've been watching some Chinese Dota 1 games because I know TC is a very popular hero in the Chinese scene. Anyway, being matched up against PL. PL probably the best late game hero in the game, next to Void. And maybe Spectre, but in terms of just annoying the heck out of your opponents, PL definitely gets it done over other heroes. Void, you know, you're alive for like 3 seconds before you just take the fall. PL, he'll make sure your death is slowly drawn out, all your mana is burned, and then you just slowly die under the multitudes of illusions that come and crush you. Meanwhile, Invasion Red have an Undying, and they are putting the Dragonite solo mid with the Weaver farming bottom. Weaver, I feel like, is a hero that should be played a bit more in Dota 2 because he is very survivable, but he does take a decent amount of items to get going. But, you know, he does manage to find his arm. Unfortunately, I can't check out the CS because, again, no spectators. Come on, guys. But I'm sure in the games that Toby and Gods casted, the spectator info is fully available, so hopefully when it comes to the grand finals and some of the other matches, we'll be able to get the full comprehensive pull-down creep score screen. But looks like Invasion Red saying, hey, guess what, guys? Nobody's here. Nobody's home. We're just going to take this bomb tower. And I forgot to introduce the players on Invasion Red squad. We have S playing the Shadow Shaman, Undying is being played by XKSSGF. Ghost is playing the TC, Snow is playing the Weaver, and FCFC is playing the Dragon Knight. Meanwhile, Mushi is playing the Shadow Fiend, Extinct is playing the Keeper of the Light, WW is playing the Queen of Pain, AA is playing the Phantom Lancer, and AA is playing the Jakiro. And I think AA is B from the last Orange game I casted. So I'm not too much, I don't know how much experience the Orange players have together in playing with this team, but they're going to have to do something against this full-on assault. But fortunately for them, they have Keeper of the Light, who is level 3, so that 200 damage Illuminate will go a long way in terms of protecting the tower. Or actually, it's 300 damage, man. Slipping up. We have Shadow Fiend versus Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight shouldn't die, and he has a dedicated courier. It's interesting to see that Orange is not using double bottle courier strat. Instead, they're just going to use Shadow Fiend's raises to push the lane. Feeling, why spend an extra 400 gold as Tombstone is going to be dropped on the bottom lane. I think Tombstone is a little less powerful in Dota 1 due to some bugged zombie effects, but I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, TC, very, very low into his HP, but guess what? He's got a bottle, and he's using the Spirit to do a nice job anti-pushing. He can pretty much counter pushes very safely because Spirit, I think, pretty 14-second cooldown or something. Pretty significant AoE damage as well. I think 240 or something around that at its max level. And he's probably maxing Spirit first and then getting those points into Stomp. But he might be in a bit of trouble. Fiel not going to drop a Lance, realizing, alright, why bother doing that damage? I'm just going to go in. And yep, you can see TC already has plus 59 damage for a couple of seconds with that ridiculous strength of Ancestral Spirit. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain is rotating bot, and we just look at the lineups, you can see Invasion Red definitely has a stronger mid-game squad, but it looks like Orange's team is completely designed around turtling and building to the late game. They have Xiaofeng, a carry that can push all over the map and just get themselves a lot of map control. They have Queen of Pain, a very mobile ganker who can help secure mid-game. They have Keeper Light and Jakiro, two of the best turtling supports in the game. Meanwhile, Undying follows off, Rasta, or Shadow Shaman, falls off as well, and TC can fall off, but I'm not too experienced with TC in the recent days. I know TC in 6.60 is probably the most broken hero of all time. Ridiculous in percent. Actually, probably not as ridiculous as Centaur and Drow, but there might be engagement for Torrent Chieftain on the top lane. The Ward was scouting it out. It looks like Ancestral Spirit going to give him some extra moves, but Ice Path is going to fly, and TC juking left and right. Nicely done. That is going to bottle up, and can he escape that bonus move speed of the boots and the Ancestral Spirit going a long way, and looks like he is going to escape to the left or to the right. Phantom Lancer is not going to pursue, does not have enough mana for Spirit Lance anyway, and TC is going to escape using Teleport Scroll. Nicely done by Snow. But yeah, I remember when TC first came out, I think he had 62% win ratio on some of the Dota sites. Probably not overall. The entire Dota scene is like a Russian DotaLeague.com, some Russian site. Probably didn't have any information on the Chinese scene. But, you know, Centaur and Drow have 60% win rates as well. And keep in mind, this is pre-6.77 patch change. I think it happened during the course of SMM, but of course they're going to stick with 6.76 because it is the more stable meta. Meal Undying, level 3, it'll be interesting to see what build he went for. Level 2 Tombstone, level 2 Decay. Probably not getting points of Decay because there's nobody in his lane. And why get Decay when there's nobody in your lane to steal strength from? Looks like Keeper Light has rotated Bomb to help deny the push. Meal Xiaofeng has the boots, and unfortunately, again, I can't check out the CS. Dragon Knight probably going to go for the standard drums build, I must imagine. Has the magic wand, going to initiate with the Dragon Tail, going to cast the Fire Breath as well. Nice wand up by the Xiaofeng, as he is not going to be enough. Xiaofeng pretty squishy. Dragon Knight with that increased base movement speed of a dragon form, allowing him to pick up the kill. Nicely done, and he's just going to bottle courier it up and get some more experience. Queen of Pain is going to try to recover some of the farm, maybe keep Dragon Knight down. But nicely done by the Dragon Knight. I feel like Dragon Knight is one of the more balanced heroes in Dota, but that might just be me. And we can expect to see Invasion Red pick up the Lothar's Edge and just initiate crazily. As where is TC? TC has switched to the bottom lane, knowing that he can probably just die, because TC was just using his HP and his movement speed to escape the PL and Jakiro, but now he might just die on the top lane. And the top lane, he did his job, preventing the tower from being pushed, and getting enough experience that he actually is quite relevant. Level 5, so almost has access to that Earth Splitter. Such a dangerous spell. Ridiculous damage. And keep in mind, the only perk of Earth Splitter being leveled up is that increased duration of slow, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, I don't know. I can't recall the last time I played TC. But PL is doing his best to saw a push going. PL is saving up a lot of money. It looks like he's trying to rush a fast relic and try to get that range ASAP. And this is the only way you can check out PL's farm. Almost 3k gold already. And it's going to be interesting to see what a farmed PL will do against the likes of DK and Weaver. But Xiaofeng has died once, so he won't be able to help nearly as much. Just going to keep denying creeps and try to get his damage up. And PL's push attempt is going to be thwarted for a bit. Let's see if Invasion Red has any Dust or Sentry Lords to scout out the approach. They have something to see on the Shadow Shaman. Dirge is level 4 at 8 minutes in the game. Not too big a fan of an underlevel Dirge, because it's not like he gets stronger as the game goes on, he just gets weaker. You know, Keeper the Light level 3 as well, so pretty underlevel heroes on both sides. But I think it might favor the Scourge a bit more just because they've only lost one tower and they're getting an incredibly farmed Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, Jakiro is doing a nice job pulling almost level 5 as well, so gonna have a couple more points in that Ice Path and just go to town, but we see Xiaofeng really starting to get pressured. Unfortunately, PL not lasting every single creep. As here comes the Echo Stomp, gonna fly in. PL just barely turns invisible, but looks like Shadow Shaman and Undying gonna circle around. Dust Appearance is casted. I think it just managed to catch the PL. It did, but Tombstone level 2 is dropped. Not the AoE necessary to keep PL, but PL is just gonna dive into the trees. He is gonna take the fall. Looks like TC does pick up the last hit. Has a Robe of the Magi, probably gonna finish up the treads, but a nice teleport out by the Jakiro, escaping with the Sliver HP. some dragon on dragon action, not what Jakiro was in the mood for, and he just decided to get the heck out of there. But PL gonna get his farm slowed on. A nice timing gank by the opposing squad. PL was, I think, probably 3,100, but now he's back down to 2,800. Not the biggest gold loss because it's so early on and because he's not really the highest level, but still gold loss at this stage of the game. Definitely not what you want to have happen with your PL. It's not like he has any safe defensive items. He's just gonna use double walk to get himself back to lane. He's going pretty much all in on this relic rush. And if he doesn't get that ratings up by the 15-minute mark or anything like that, he'll just be extremely susceptible to ganks, and his farm rate will slow drastically because he can't really participate in ganks himself without anything like a Vanguard. Otherwise, he'll just die to the Sentry Wards and the Observer Wards and the Dust and etc. etc. Meanwhile, Weaver going for a pretty standard Lincoln Sphere build. It's pretty good in Shadow Strike and Mana Leak, I suppose. Spirit Lance, yeah, there's a couple of spells that lock in place, but not really too sure if Lincoln's is completely necessary. But it's a pretty strong defensive item, and Weaver pretty much what he wants to do this game is just survive, let the zombies tick in, and those zombies in conjunction with the Weaver swarm. Pretty strong synergy right there, as Rasta gonna sneak back around, not even level 5. Poor Rasta, as Queen of Pain is level 6. Very underleveled heroes at this point in the game. Usually Southeast Asians, they do hold out on getting levels on their supports, and then by the 20-minute mark they always manage to find their wards. But this is a very slow-paced game, 2-0, probably because there are no Pinoy teams playing. It's just two Malaysian teams who clearly have studied Chinese tactics, although these days, more European tactics to turtle. But PL definitely doesn't want to take any mid-game engagements if he doesn't have to. He just wants to farm up and just become a huge problem. And looks like Invasion Red recognized that that is Orange's plan, and they're just going to try to get a push going. Knowing that PL is dedicated to his relic, and they're just going to try to take as many towers before PL can pick it up. Looks like Echo Stomp just managed to hit the tip of the Jakiro, as the Jakiro with the Ice Path, Keeper of the Light, Illuminate will do a nice job in terms of slowing the creep wave, but keep in mind that Dragon Poison attack will do duration, or damage over time to the towers, as the raises. Oh man, this is brutal in terms of taking down the creep wave, as Ice Path is going to fly and hit the Dragon Knight on just the tip. But TC, the best hero in terms of breaking out to the base for a reason. He can just hide in all these remote locations and just pretty much go to town, as looks like the Tombstone was dropped. He's using the Spirit to micro off all the way across the battlefield. And meanwhile, Phantom Lancer, only about 250 gold from finishing that relic. So he's going to have that very, very soon. But still 2 towers up and a 2-0 advantage for Invasion Red. Definitely not something they should be too disappointed in. As they apply the appropriate amount of pressure, they should keep PL down long enough to try to get all their items going. I imagine Dragon Knight pretty close to finishing his Lothar's Edge. Meanwhile, this Queen of Pain has pretty much had a negligible impact in this game. Not been able to make any ganks going. Orange just playing so passively. And they have a strong ganker, but Shalfiend definitely wants to farm, Phantom Lancer definitely wants to farm. It's not like Keeper of the Light and Jakiro are the best gankers, so I'm not really too sure about Queen of Pain's pickup in this game. I guess they wanted an offlaner, and considering Magnus, Bat, TC were all picked up, I think Clock would have been a better choice than Queen of Pain, because Queen of Pain does need a certain amount of farm. And PL just staying very far back, is going to have the relic once the courier gets to his secret shop. He should probably get it delivered to him ASAP, because here comes the push. And does Weaver have any dust? Weaver almost lit the Lincoln Sphere. And PL will get hurt quite a bit by Weaver's auto attacks with no HP increasing items. But again, very passive game thus far. But Invasion Red, they are on a clock. Even though they do have Dragon Knight, considering Dragon Knight isn't going for a full carry mode, he's going for the traditional Southeast Asian ganking Lothar's bottle build that is so commonly seen in the Southeast Asian Dragon Knight repertoire. He's not going to go for strong carry items that can really take down PL illusions very quickly. Weaver isn't really the best hero to take down PL illusions. The illusions can just kill the swarm quite easily and get PL a nice bit of gold. So I definitely think Invasion Red are on a clock, and it's not like their Dirge is farmed either. He's not even level 6. Oh no, he just hit level 6. PL has the relic delivered to him, gonna allow him to get all the last hits almost at the range in about 750 gold. And once he gets range, he can just farm so much faster, keep out the waves, and those Spirit Lances will hurt. especially to low HP heroes like the Shadow Shaman. Even Undying wants to be tankier than this at this stage in the game. But TC doing a nice job, level 8 himself. Arcane Boots gonna help fuel the pushes. Do they have any dust? They do have dust on the Undying, but PL knows that it's pretty bad if he were to die right now, so he's just gonna take to the jungle, try to finish his way into Jakiro. Gonna act as a twin head bodyguard. Not even level 6. This is probably the slowest Southeast Asian game I've ever casted. As, not really too much to say. But again, Invasion Red are on a clock as I hope Ice Path didn't take some of that farm. PL looks like he's gonna clean up most of the big creeps himself. So probably not too disappointed that Jakiro might have jacked 1 or 2 creeps. And here comes the push. Gem already picked up on the Dragon Knight. Wow, they want to really destroy the PL right now. Before Queen of Pink can pick up the farm, before Xiaofeng can get anything going. But Xiaofeng just doing as he does, split pushing like a boss. And he's going to adeptly dodge the Echo Stomp. Has the BKB finished. So this Xiaofeng is starting to get his mojo rolling. And unfortunately, you can't check out the CS. Xiaofeng, 1k gold in the bank. I imagine he's going to go for the Mantis style next. As looks like Keeper Light gonna recall him to fight another lane, bottom lane, try to push the tower and try to get some tower gold for the Phantom Lancer, who is gonna have the relic in about 300 gold. But it might be too late as here comes the gank. PL, keep in mind, does not have boots, but Dragon Knight is just gonna push in. Wards are gonna be dropped as well. Mushi picks up a tower, so it looks like Phantom Lancer is gonna have his gold, but here comes the assault. Unfortunately, since the wards are dropped, I don't think Invasion Red can push to tier 3, and they might not even get the tier 2, as the wards are going to be complete sacrifice. So they're going to do a lot of damage considering how low HP everybody is on the team. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain looks like she's rushing straight BKB. Pretty smart choice against all of these disables, as Xiaofeng can get out of there. Has not yet used a BKB charge and still has a TP up, so he can escape from a Soul Weaver quite easily. Meanwhile, at announcing to the world, he's got Radiance. Let's all give him a round of applause. Unfortunately, since I have push to talk, all I can do is pound my desk in appreciation of this 17-minute Radiance. He did die once, and they've only taken 2 towers, but still, you want to have your Radiance up fast than that, but he shall have boots. It'll be interesting to see what he goes for. Probably treads into Diffusal, pretty standard. As game going on quite slowly. Radiant's gonna accelerate the farm quite a bit. Meanwhile, Dragon Knight gonna go for a BKB himself. I think Invasion Red, what they're planning to do is just go for a 5-man Doto, all push mid in, and if that push fails, they pretty much lose. So pretty risky maneuver to take, but they don't really have any choice because Undying and Rasta will just get weaker and weaker as the game goes on. This is pretty much their peak. Weaver will get stronger, but against Phantom Lancer and Shadow Fiend, it's not looking good. And this tower is going to take the fall. What is Invasion Red doing? They smoked up, I think. But I'm not too sure where they are because the mini-map is just trolling me mad hard. But Orange takes out a tower with relative ease. And they smoked up into the jungle. And they're trying to catch a wild Phantom Lancer, and they might be successful. Phantom Lancer saying so. At least he's picked up boots. We'll see how much gold he loses. As let's see if I can quickly get to Phantom Lancer. Only about, he has 320. He's gonna lose all of that right now. So not the biggest gold loss, only about 300. But yeah, at least he has the boots. Meanwhile, Xiaofeng, Mushi, recognizing the situation, just gonna say, alright, I'm gonna push your tower. What are you gonna do about it? And the answer is gonna teleport about it and defend it successfully. So overall, the kill score is an astounding 3-0 90 minutes in the game. Wow. Malaysian Dota ain't Pinoy Dota. So, I have not looked at the game, so hopefully we'll have some more action-packed games as the game goes on once we get more Pinoy teams into the mix. But this all-Malaysian assault, quite dull in terms of action, but there's definitely a lot of things going on. As TC gonna prep the Echo Stomp, gonna hit the Jakiro square on the face, but he's not gonna drop Earth Splitter, just keeping the Jakiro back. Not too sure. I think he could have dropped the Earth Splitter if he had to, but PL is going to respawn. We'll see if he defends middle lane. PL probably should help defend, but they just have so much anti-push going for them. And looks like, again, Invasion Red is thwarted. The tower count is pretty much even. It is exactly even though Orange has an astounding 3-kill advantage. I think it's safe to say that Orange might have the experience advantage with Shalfin getting so much soul push going on as Dragonite gonna Lothar's up with the gem, but PL doing a smart move, just sending his illusions to farm up. As, oh no, PL, run! His illusions getting ganked slowly, getting cut off one by one. And there is a sentry ward. Oh no, Phantom Monster, you are spotted. You are gonna die. Teleport out, teleport out, teleport out! Echo Stomp. Oh, he's gonna survive for now. As the spirit went the other way, rather than the obvious way, but maybe that sentry ward isn't theirs. But yeah, this is probably the most exciting Dota I've ever seen in my life. This is Chinese Dota at its finest, by Malaysians. To be fair, Orange, I think they have an excuse because this lineup they haven't really trained together too much, even though Extinct and Mushi probably bootcamped with these guys. They haven't had too much experience like they do with their lineup with Yamate, Ice Ice Ice, and all that KYXY.
Our forces are under attack.
But still, very dull game, Invasion Red. Since they often pick TC, I imagine they pride themselves on watching a lot of Chinese replays, so maybe that's where they adopted the style from. But Dragonite looks like it's an interesting fusion of Southeast Asian and Chinese styles, but Kunipane gonna blink in with the Sonic Wave, but just completely whiffs everything. Requiem of Souls is dropped, trying to pick off the TC. Looks like Dragonite, can he escape? He is gonna escape for now. Earth Square doing a bunch of damage as well as a Tombstone. They're trying to focus on the Tombstone. Mushi is gonna get Hex, Blinding Light gonna come in, and here comes, was that a Dagon? No, just an Ether Shock. And meanwhile, Orange finally get themselves onto the board. Extinct picks up a kill. As I thought there was a Dagon, but it was just Ether Shock. But they baited out the first two BKB charges of the Queen of Pain and the Shadow Fiend. Got a tower and got a kill on Mushi, so overall that was worth it, but keep in mind, PL just in his own little world. Just content to farm up. Now he has probably max juxtapose, and he's just going to be able to farm up much more quickly with the illusions, farming the enemy neutrals, farming creeps all across the map. And whatever ways he doesn't farm, you can bet that Mushi will just jump on that. As Mushi is dead, as you can clearly see. Obvious point is obvious. Meanwhile, PL, not as much farm as I expected. Only 1700 gold in the bank. Hasn't even finished treads. PL does need HP. He doesn't really need as much damage as he did before because his 4.2 agility growth in 675 is just so strong. But he definitely still needs HP. He may have the highest static growth and a respectable HP gain, but his base HP pool is not really too impressive. But he's using the word to constantly scout out the creep camps and hoping for those juxtaposes. Meanwhile, Weaver is just doing what Weavers do. He's going to go for a Relic as well, I imagine. Not even bothering to get boots, just going for the reins. This is really not an exciting Dota game, as Dragonite not going to even bother trying to scout out the Phantom Lancer. He's just going to get recalled back. And total recall by the Keeper of the Light, featuring Azurith, or Azurith. Wonder what he's going to go for now. Tough life being a free farming PL. Is Weaver just going to jump in and try to escape? And slowly but surely, I think I'm starting to lose my mind. Because this game sucks. Oh man. It doesn't... I don't know why Invasion Red aren't doing more. As I feel like if they keep letting this happen, they will just get buried as the game goes on. I mean, it's not like Dragonite has too much damage. He has Lothars and a BKB. I wonder if he even has BKB. He just finished the BKB. But maybe they'll give me a greater appreciation for Filipino Dota. Expect more craziness to happen in that game. But yeah, still farming. Queen of Pain finally hits level 11. Good for you. I'm proud of you. This is a noteworthy accomplishment in any Queen of Pain's life. And you should mark it as such. A momentous occasion Man, I'm starting to even mess up my words. More than usual. You know, PL has 27 gold in the bank. I think he might just be saving up for a straight Reaver. That must be what he's saving up for. As I'm not too sure why he's banking all this gold. I mean, he might be saving for a straight Diffusal, but again, I think he needs HP more than he needs damage. As here comes the Smoker to see gank, trying to catch off Mushi. Mushi is gonna pop the BKB. Jakiro is just gonna be sacrificed to the wolves, or in this case to the dragons and the zombies. And Mushi using another BKB charge defensively. Well, the first one was semi-offensive. As Phantom Lights, can he escape? TC trying to catch up. Dragonite gonna Lothar's away, but he is gonna get stunned. And PL, 3200 gold in the bank. You're dead. But he has buyback. So now it is 6-1. Oh snap. But Queen of Pain just gonna farm the bottom lane, force the teleport in by Weaver. Weaver has Relic, so I think once Weaver finishes the Radiance Invasion Red, we'll just push in. Actually, Invasion Red might just be doing that. They do have Shadow Shaman wards up, but the Dragon form is gonna run out quite soon. And I don't think DK used his BKB. No, he used one charge. But no resistance gonna be mounted by Orange. I imagine what Invasion Red are gonna do. They're gonna take this tower, get some map control, then take Roshan, and then try to end the game. And Keeper of the Light not even bothering to channel Illuminate, just waiting for the Creep Wave to come in, so he can maximize the amount of damage he puts out. Shadow Shaman took a nice chunk of HP down, but still Dragon Knight's so tank that he's able to get there. And Keeper of the Light just finished the Mechanism, pretty good. And Mule, not too sure what PL is doing. I think he only lost about 300, 400 gold again, so that's about 600 gold he lost now. Basic math for the win. Actually, it might be around 700 gold. Ooh. Might need to get Luminous on this one. As I think if Orange wins this, they might just win it with the lowest kill amount ever. They could just split push their way to victory. Orange playing pretty gutsy. They're going for what Invasion Red do not expect, but guess what? Torn Chieftain Aura is just like, I see you guys. Oh man, even before the Torrent Chieftain changed, he was still a popular Chinese hero. I don't know why they changed it so you can actually control the illusion. But, you can. TC, good hero. Not being sarcastic, he is a very good hero. As I think Invasion Red just winning on the Weaver now, I must imagine. Weaver, how much farm do you have? He has the Radiance being shipped in, and looks like they're going to take the Roshan, as the Sentry Ward is going to be dewarded. No, Dragon Knight just drove by it, and just ignored it, but now his teammates frantically ping saying, Dragon Knight, dude, there's actually a ward there, you might want to check it out. I'm just saying. But TC again showing his worth, constantly able to scout the high ground with that Spirit. Just such a useful hero in terms of taking these very, very safe engagements. Because if anybody comes in, guess what? They're going to get stomped for 5 seconds. Unless they pop BKB, and yeah, PL is going to go for straight heart. Not even bothering for any sorts of damage. PL still, I imagine, quite a ways away. Only about 1500 gold from finishing that heart. We'll see if they get a split push going. As Weaver, not even bothering to get boots, just going to use Shikuchi and the Lincoln Sphere regen. Just constantly push the waves. He's going to circle back around. As I think Dragon Knight did take the Aegis. Mushi did pick up a Lothar's Edge, interestingly enough. Not too sure why he picked it up when they have a gem, but he still got it because he's Mushi. And Mushi don't give a fuck, apparently. But yeah, even if PL picks up a heart, he'll have around, I imagine, 2k HP, maybe 2.2k HP. Definitely not enough to withstand the splash damage of the Dragonite, who is not yet level 16, level 14, about to hit level 15, Trogdor, the Burninator. Gonna freezinate everything soon enough. But 30 minutes in, a grand total of 7 kills. Good game. As games can still be good without kills, but this is just a whole different extreme. Because usually in slow games you see supports getting some farm, you see eventual base preparation, siege, but I'm not really too sure what Invasion Red are waiting around for. They have the Raids, they have the Aegis, and they're still farming away. And now they have the Creep Equilibrium as well. They might lose the top tier 2 tower, but looks like they're okay with it? Question mark. Maybe they're waiting for a TC BKB as well? Who knows? It's a mystery to me. But looks like this bomb 2-2 tower will take the fall. Rasta, please don't use your Serpent Wards. As I think they can finally break up to the tier 3 tower and make something happen. We might see doubling up in terms of kills very, very soon. As PL does take a tower. Might have the heart finished right about now. Actually, I'm not too sure, but here comes the push. Rasta, you should drop your Serpent Wards. He is going to drop it, and how will Orange react? They're going to use Ice Path right off the bat on just a DK. But he has Aegis, he's just going to tank it, no problem, no biggie. As Bandolites are doing work, and then he realizes I just have Raids, and my illusions don't actually split when I hit a tower. So this tier 3 tower will take the fall. Why is PL not teleporting back in? Because here comes the Earth Splitter and the Sonic Wave. Looks like Mushi immediately takes the fall before he can take the BKB. Dragon Knight does lose his Aegis, but the Dual Breath is mistimed. And here come the Zombies. Zombies doing so much work. Mushi trying to get back in. He does buy back, and he's going to go to work onto that Tombstone. He takes it down successfully. Trying to clear out the massive amount of Cluster F in the way. Mushi just trying to kill, but those wards doing work. And here comes the Weaver. And now PL joins the party. I feel like if PL joined the party much sooner, Orange would have a much better shot at defending their Rex, but as it is, they're going to lose their Rex. And it's 10-1. Orange didn't even get one kill. They got the Aegis, and that's it. As PL is forced to buy back, spend all his heart money, but Arraigns PL can only do so much. And Invasion Red successfully take a Rax. I'm gonna back off. But PL, one of those carry heroes who doesn't mind losing one Rax, or even two Rax for that matter. But still, Dragon Knight is only he's gonna keep getting stronger. He's gonna finally start picking up damage items, I imagine. Rasta has a Blink Dyer, so they have Blink Initiator now, as well as a TC combo. And how much money does Dragon Knight have? 5k gold in the bank. Imagine he's getting close to his AC, if that is what he's going to go for. Meanwhile, Weaver, on the other hand, you know, just picking up a casual Reaver. Could pick up a casual Vit Booster as well. So how is Orange ever going to kill this Weaver and the Dragon Knight in the same battle? And the question is, I'm not too sure, because PL goes for an all-out heart, which is going to make him tanky, and I agree with the choice, but still, Mushi not playing the best game of his life this game, unfortunately, for him, is 0-4. You know, Queen of Pain, I felt like is completely invisible in this game, has not done anything, has a BKB and an Ultimate Orb, and a regen rune, but really, honestly, what can you say has been her impact? I mean, at least Extinct is 1-1, you could say, what's up, bitches? Why are you feeding? I'm doing my job. I'm 1-1. Everybody else is feeding. Meanwhile, Dirge has the Hooded Defiance. Probably going to go for the pipe next. Meanwhile, looks like TC waiting in the wings with that Mecha Blink on the Shadow Shaman, like I mentioned earlier. And the Courier is going to give Shadow Shaman, or no, I imagine that is TC's Mithril Hammer, trying to fish up that BKB. But Invasion Rider just like, time to stop screwing around. Let's try to end this. We're getting kind of bored too. Nothing's happening. And PL, 1100 gold in the bank, but unfortunately has not picked up a damage item since then. He did buy back, but unfortunately that buyback did not accomplish anything. I wonder if he saved for buyback, if this push would not be, or would be a lot harder to break in for Invasion Red, but Weaver losing a lot of HP might just time-lapse off the damage. Now he's just going to go and take a lot of tower damage as WW immediately gets bursted down by Soul Rip, going right through as Weaver just incinerates that Queen of Pain with the BKB on, no less. As here comes the Echo Stomp, Earthspirit going to fly back in, Dragon Knight going to auto-attack the Phantom Monster down, trying to do as much damage as possible. Dragon Knight is forced back off, Phantom Monster tanking it up successfully. And the tombstone's gonna get dropped. Orange is gonna defend for now. Nicely done by Orange. As even after the Queen of Pain was picked off, a successful Hex was dropped onto the Phantom Lancer. That heart proving its weight, or it's worth its weight in gold. That's what I'm trying to say. If I could actually speak. Which apparently is much harder than it looks. Can't remember the last time I did a solo cast. It's been a while. But I'm glad you guys are here to help me through it. As it is now 11-1 still. Or now it's 11-1. But Dragon Knight does have the Frosty Dragon, so they could still try to make a couple more pushes happen, but what they have to worry about now, I don't know if DK had finished the AC when they pushed in the base. He must have, but I can't remember if I saw the aura. Dota 1 aura is pretty cool. Meanwhile, Phantom Lancer desperately needs to pick up damage. You can see he's just not even bothering to save up everything. He's just starting to pick up Blades of Alacrity, try to get those stats going. And those illusions definitely will benefit with the attack speed and the damage. But pretty much the primary source of Phantom Lancer's damage has been the Spirit Lance thus far. We'll see if he has anything else on the courier. He has an ultimate. Is he going Manta, really? He is going Manta. I'm not a big fan of this, as it won't really increase his DPS output by too much. They'll just create more illusions. I'd rather you go for Diffusal. That at least increases DPS output by a significant amount. And he's not really purging off anything like a Silencer. So Manta before Diffusal, not big fan, but it does give PL a bit more HP, gives his illusions more HP as well. Well, Mushi's picked up the Manta as well. Maybe that was actually Mushi's Manta style. No, it was Mushi's Manta style. So hopefully PL is still going for Diffusal. The question is, can he farm it? As he has 2k gold in the bank, he can actually pick it up in 200 gold. He might just want to sell the PMS, because it looks like Invasion Red starting to get their push going. PL is farming up on the bottom lane, but his illusions are dying slowly but surely. Definitely not what you want to have happen if you're a PL. You might just have to sell his PMS because he wants to pick up that Diffusal Blade ASAP, and looks like there's going to be a swing around to try to take the top racks because the tower is dead. It is fully exposed and creeps are technically in the base. No, the backdoor regen should be under effect, but here come the wards going to town, as looks like this Echo Stomp does catch a Jakiro. This is technically, I think, a backdoor. Why is the backdoor regen not happening? Because this Rex is going to take the fall. Mushi drops the Requiem of Souls onto nothing. And looks like Dragon Knight just going in, going ham on these mother effers. And PL unfortunately cannot do enough. He does take the fall. And I guess, did he buy his item before then? No, he bought back immediately. But yeah, Invasion Red is going to backdoor it up. Or maybe the creeps are in the base and I was just too blind to see it. I don't think so, but it could be possible. As TC just continuing to stomp it up. And looks like Dragon Knight going to be forced to back off. But now Weaver has a heart. And the question remains, how will they kill this Weaver? Well, Shalfin did significant damage to him, but only after the Lothar's hit. And Invasion Red lose their courier. Orange, they can still hold on. They have a Phantom Lancer, but now they have to be wary about the backdoor coming in. And Roshan's going to respawn right now. This is Orange's chance to try to make something happen. They need to take this Roshan, push down a tier 2 tower in the mid lane, and hopefully take a Rex themselves, but Shalfin is forced to raise these creeps. Not really too much damage to speak of. Meanwhile, Phantom Lancer trying to pick up whatever damage he can. Since he already uses buyback, he should really just start picking up damage, because it looks like Weaver is in town. He's saying, what's up? As Dragon Knight is gonna, no, Shaoshan gonna get the blanket onto the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer does not have buyback. Shackle is gonna come in, and Phantom Lancer is gonna take the fall. He is dead for 70 seconds. And I think Orange might just lose his game off this mistake. As Phantom Lancer is dead for 70 seconds, please don't go back to farming Invasion Red. Please don't farm Roshan. No, they're gonna go in for the push. Roster Shaman wards are up, and they can push in, try to take the last barracks. Pipe going to be used right off the bat, as Mantis Dilution is going to kill those wards quite quickly. But here comes the Tombstone, just waiting for the TC to drop his stomp. It looks like FCFC immediately kills AA. Meanwhile, Mushi can only do so much. He is a Shadow Fiend, going to drop Requiem of Souls, but immediately going to get bursted down. Dragon Knight has not lost his gem this entire game, And looks like Orange are going to lose their game. And I think, I'm not too sure, I think there's a loser's bracket as the game ends very abruptly. Wow. Couldn't even pause. But GG's called by Orange, and Invasion Red take it. A very dull game. But, you know, strategical Dota. It still happens. But I can't say I'm not looking forward to the Filipino games. Hopefully we'll get some more action there. But thank you all for watching. Please support by subscribing and spreading the word. And I'll be back very soon with the next game.